It's a little chilly out here today. Fall is upon us, the temperature's dropped, the leaves have dropped, and winter is soon on its way. For those of you that know my wife, I can tell you this, and you probably know it too, she's a pretty tough cookie. She's one tough lady, and nobody really realizes the suffering she's gone through. Right now she's having a pretty tough time. If you've been following her story, you know that she has Crohn's disease, and it's taken a toll on her right now with a bunch of corresponding problems and issues she's having. I don't think anybody understands her situation better than me. I had Crohn's disease myself. In fact, in 1998, it almost killed me. I went into the Cleveland Clinic for surgery and ended up with an ostomy. I now have a belly bag. It's the only way I could survive it. I'm doing okay. I'm doing fine right now, but she's the one we're concerned about. And we've been going to the clinic for a bunch of studies, probably leading up to surgery. So as the days move on, we'll see where it takes her. But like I said, if you've been following her story, this is just a continuation of that. So let's listen to what she has to say.
I just wanted to give everyone an update, follow-up to our previous video from September. The latest that's been happening is I started with a urinary tract infection September 23rd, which prompted me to go to the hospital and go to the lab and get lab work done. And sure enough, it came back positive. So the surgeon's office called me and said, I want you to take some antibiotic for 7 days. After 7 days, I want you to go back. After 2 days after you finish the medication, go back and we'll do more lab work. So I did, went back for the second set of lab work, and it was still there after 7 days of antibiotic. So the surgeon's office called me again and said, we're going to put you back on the antibiotic again. This time I want you to wait 10 days after you finish it to go get tested. Well, I started this second round of antibiotics, and I still wasn't feeling any better. I just felt like I'm taking this medicine, but it's not doing anything. So I called my family doctor, went in to see him. They again did lab work. Sure enough, urinary tract infection is there. So they prescribed a different medicine. I started to take that medicine, and probably 3 days after I started, I got horrible diarrhea that I had for 5 days straight, numerous times during the day. And it was just all liquid. I was just being drained of every ounce of liquid in my body. And one morning I tried to get up for work and I just couldn't even, it was so hard to get out of bed. So I had to call off sick, went to the doctor, and he said, it sounds like you might have C. diff. We're going to test for that. And the way we treat it is, you guessed it, more antibiotics. So he put me on Flagyl. Turns out, thank goodness, that the test for C. diff was negative, but I took the Flagyl, which helped a little bit. It helped me get back on my feet, and now I have not taken any more antibiotic at all. So then we get into October. On Halloween, I was scheduled to go for an endoscopy, an upper endoscopy, which is a scope that goes through your mouth, down your esophagus, and into your stomach. On the same day, I also had a colonoscopy. So the day before, you have to start your prep, which is a liquid diet, no food. You can have clear liquids, nothing red, nothing purple. So I had some Italian ice, I had some black coffee, which is, ugh, I didn't like that at all. Then in the evening, when I got home from work, it was time to start the prep. I don't even know what this stuff was that they give you, but it totally cleans out your body. I mixed it with probably 64 ounces. It was a powder, and I mixed it with 64 ounces of Gatorade. And every 10 minutes, you're supposed to drink an 8-ounce glass, starting at 6 p.m., finished by 9 p.m. I didn't even get half the jug done, and it started. And for me, when I have diarrhea, I get dehydrated very quickly. So the following morning, I had a killer headache, either from lack of caffeine or lack of liquids in my body. So we went out to Beechwood to the colonoscopy endoscopy center, and the surgeon performed the colonoscopy. Prior to that, she chose a doctor that she wanted to do the upper endoscopy. He did that and came and told Mark that when he got down to my stomach, it was inflamed, and it didn't seem like it was emptying the bile. It seemed where the stomach joined the small intestine. He said it appeared to him as though something was pulling on the small intestine, like there might be a kink or something that needs straightened out. Not a major issue. They can fix it whenever they do the surgery. I've had these tests before, and I've always been totally knocked out. When I wake up, they tell me you're all done. I'm like, wow, I don't remember anything. I didn't feel anything. This particular test with the endoscopy, I must have woke up because they grabbed my hands. I was trying to get the scope out of my mouth, and they grabbed my hands and said, Valerie, you're almost done. So they stopped me from doing that. They finished the scope, and next thing I know, I woke up again, and I could see my colon on the screen. The doctor was in the middle of filming the colonoscopy. I could just feel tugging. I didn't feel pain, but that was just, it freaked me out. I was glad when that was over, because then I finally got some coffee and some cookies. So now, due to the upper endoscopy results, I go on Tuesday, November 12th, for a molecular imaging test, which they tell me is a gastric emptying test. Again, I'm not allowed to eat, so that kind of scares me what they're going to be doing if I have to drink something or get an IV. But they're going to watch the process at the molecular and biological level to see how things empty out of my stomach due to the fact it was filled with bile and it was quite inflamed. And after that appointment, that's a 4.5-hour test. After that, I will then go see a Cleveland Clinic urologist, and we'll address the issue of the urinary tract infection. The surgeon seems to think that it's quite possible it's from the fistula, but she said any number of things could be causing it, and she wants facts. She doesn't want to just guess. She wants facts. So hopefully we get to the bottom of this, and December 9th, I'm penciled in for surgery. So I want everyone to pray that they keep that date and I get this taken care of this year, 2013.